Alright, hello, greetings, and welcome everyone to this news video. I am the Ninjaneer. The topics we're covering today are as follows. Hydride ion batteries. This car is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. The Prelude revival is going well. Electrek on Aptera going public. And things I liked. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to say here is that I am recording on Thursday night, so if there's something that happens early Friday morning that I did not become privy to in time, it will not make this video, but I will talk about it next week. Now, the first thing that I want to do is talk about this this video rather by the Electrek Viking. He talks about a sodium battery that is using hydride ions to, do its thing. So recently there have been a lot of people that are making sodium ion batteries or putting sodium into batteries to kind of make sure that we move away from the rare earth metals and all that kind of jazz. The most recent iteration is talked about here by the Electrek Viking. It is a Chinese company that has prepared this demo, this battery, and it's actually pretty far along as far as development is concerned. But the one thing that I wanted to make sure that you guys heard was this piece of the puzzle here that kind of got me interested in learning more.
Its theoretical energy density is up to 6 times higher than today's best lithium batteries.
Yeah. That is some serious awesomeness, especially considering the fact that the silicon carbon batteries that people were touting for a while are supposed to be about twice as energy dense. This would be a big deal. So yeah, at the moment, as far as I understood from his video, they are only about as efficient, or about as energy dense as LFP, but they expect that to get much better as the technology develops and improves. So this is yet another sodium ion battery that is poised to change the world. I know that there are one or two companies that are putting them into vehicles now. So yeah, I would love to see where this technology goes and how it develops. So this next video is by Engineering Explained. He talks about a Chinese vehicle that is all electric with 3,000 some odd horsepower that is poised to take the speed record to another level. Yeah, basically it's, oh, there you go. It's the Yangwang U9, and it has done quite a bit of testing, and some of the testing was actually officially recorded, and the amount of speed that this thing has is unreal. Yeah, if you want to figure out more details about this vehicle, I would say go ahead and watch Engineering Explained's video. It was a very comprehensive look into what electric vehicles can be in the future, and it just makes me more excited for the general path, the general trajectory for electric vehicles. All right, no matter how much I bemoan Honda's recent decisions, I cannot help but root for them because they do stuff like this. The Honda Prelude is smashing a bunch of sales figure markers that they put together. It is now 8 times better pre-ordered than what the people who drafted this car and put it together expected. So yeah, it's shaping up to be pretty awesome as far as sales go. We'll see how that goes, because I know that there are a lot of people that remember the Prelude, that owned a Prelude like myself and loved it. So anything that can move back into that era of awesome vehicles is more than welcome. My only, I guess, issue with it is that I wanted it to be fully electric, because that would have been, in my opinion, smarter for this particular vehicle. If you package it right, the tech would be would allow for much more interesting dynamics and things like that when it comes to how the car handles and whatnot. Just generally speaking, I think it would have been more interesting for me personally if it were all electric. But I know that there are a lot of gearheads out there that really wanted the Prelude to come back as a fully gas car, and I do not blame them. It's just, that's where my head's at right now. Okay, Electrek put this article out, and I'm going to preface this right now by saying that I do not want to disparage Electrek at all. I do believe that they have every right to be apprehensive. Fred Lambert has every right to be apprehensive about this move that Aptera has made to go public. What I'm going to try to do here is kind of address some of the things that they say in this article and reference it with information that I found online with respect to direct listings and things like that. So the first claim that they kind of made here that I want to make sure that I address, it says Aptera is not doing a traditional IPO. It's not even doing a SPAC deal. It's doing a direct listing, which means that if approved by NASDAQ, it will allow shareholders to trade their shares on the public market. This is usually an exit strategy for existing shareholders. Aptera won't receive any proceeds from going public. That is one of the interesting things about this topic. They are correct in saying that it is usually an exit strategy. I looked at a couple of articles here, but I'm going to go ahead and read this excerpt. The share value of companies that went public using a direct listing within a study period rose 64.4% compared to 26.8% for traditional IPOs. So basically, a direct listing is becoming more popular than IPOs recently. The Wall Street Journal reported using a University of Florida analysis. Only 10 companies have gone public using the direct method since the Securities and Exchange Commission authorized it in 2018 as a way of boost flagging interest in IPOs. So basically what's happening here is they're listing it so that people can kind of get interested in the company. What they are hoping for, or rather what I assume that they are hoping for, I do not have any insider information, is that they are hoping that everybody is going to hold on to their shares for a good amount of time until the price of the Aptera shares rises due to demand. People are going to start hearing about Aptera. They're going to start noticing, oh, this stock is going up and up and up. What's going on here? And they're going to want to get in, and they can't get in. And so that's going to drive up demand, and the price is going to go up even more. I think that they're hoping they get a little bit of that cyclical interest in the company, and let the share price increase that way. And then what they're going to do is they're going to offer a selection of a group of shares to the public, finally alleviating that mad dash for the shares rather. So under that pretext, I believe that it is possible for this to be very successful, but I do believe that Electrek has every right to be worried here, because if by some random course of action, a lot of people decide to sell their shares, this could kind of get ugly, especially if there are not enough people to buy it. Now, interestingly enough, if there are just as many people selling as buying, then the share price of Aptera is not going to go anywhere. The problem is going to happen if there's a bunch sold that nobody buys back. So I would like to see how that goes, and I do see where their trepidation comes in, but I do believe that since a public listing strategy is getting more popular, that it is going to be something that more and more companies do. And until people get used to seeing that happen, articles like Electrek's concern being manifest will happen more and more often. It says, last year, the SEC began allowing a hybrid approach called a primary direct floor listing, in which companies can both raise new money and give existing investors an exit through the public sale of their shares. So I believe that Aptera is doing that, more or less. They're going to go to direct listing, wait for a little bit, and then offer some shares of their own so that they can make some capital and get into production here in the very near future. Yeah, and in fact, they mention that strategy that I said before, that they tend to they're probably going to want to wait after going for the direct listing for people to hear about Aptera and to want the shares of the company, which is also what their road trip is going to do. And that's something that several other YouTubers have mentioned as well. That's the first time I'm mentioning it here, but I believe that the hype generated from them traveling across the country, in fact, I would say if they have the ability to send more than one vehicle in more than one different direction across the country so that you can cover more ground, that would be a great way to go as well. But if you happen to need somebody to drive, I am a very safe driver. So especially considering the fact I'd be in a prototype. So yeah, y'all let me know if you need somebody to drive that bad boy across the country. I would be more than happy to have somebody spot me from behind. So follow me so that if the car has trouble that I can, get help and what have you. But let me know, because I would do that. I would do that in a heartbeat. But they're trying to generate hype through this road trip, and I am completely into that plan. I think it's going to work out swimmingly, but only time will tell. They say that it's far-fetched, but I don't know. I guess the optimist side of me is pretty much certain, not certain, but I'm pretty optimistic that things are going to go really well. All right, so Energy Sage has been putting out some absolute fire videos when it comes to, that was probably not the right choice of words. Energy Sage has been putting out some absolutely phenomenal videos with respect to EVs and how they operate, just kind of debunking FUD. I look at them the same way that I look at people like Ben Sullins when it comes to being able to convey information and do so in an entertaining way. But yeah, this video talks a lot about the different things going on with people's trepidation when it comes to EVs. This will help people understand the way to talk to your crazy uncle who doesn't believe anything is real and that his tinfoil hat is going to melt if he takes it off. I don't know. If you have people in your life that are anxious about EVs, this is probably a good video to show them, and I'm going to throw this down in the description so you guys have the opportunity to share that with others, because yeah, this is an all-around solid video. I would recommend it to anybody. All right, so I have not talked about Marques Brownlee on this channel for quite some time. Most of that had to do with the fact that I am fairly certain that the scope of my channel, because my goal is to lift up smaller creators, that he's not really, he don't need my help, bro. He don't need my assistance at all. But when he does a really good video and it just kind of breaks the barrier of what I think a video could be, I got to talk about it. So here we are. This video that talks about the best alternatives to every Tesla. He does a really good job of explaining not only what things that these cars do well. He also talks a lot about the pricing of these cars, where you can find them used and things like that. He does a really comprehensive job of that, and I am deeply happy that he did that. And I'm also needing more people to talk about the used car prices when they talk about these sorts of alternatives to Tesla, because the general feeling that people get that EVs are too expensive, it's not correct. At least not nearly as correct as it was. So yeah, another really good video from Marques. He tends to do a good job. In spite of the fact that I might not agree with everything he says, I do acknowledge the fact that he's good at what he does. Speaking of good at what he does, we have a Tailosive video that talks about the base model Y. He shares a lot of my thought processes when it comes to this thing. There are some things that they took out that are just too much to have taken out, but overall it's a really good way of minimizing the price of things, minus those kind of major things that it took out to make the car less expensive. It's just overall a vehicle that I can see a lot of less. I can see the vehicle being a lot more mainstream than even their current Model Y. So I want to see where the sales are for this one. At the end of the day, it seems like it's going to be an interesting time to watch how that goes. All right, so Motortrend has driven the Telo truck. They put out both an article and a video, both of which will be linked down below, where they talked about the things that the Telo truck does well and the things that it could improve on. And I have not driven the Telo truck at all, but it seems like they had their head on pretty straight when it comes to their advice here. So until I get the opportunity to drive one, I will say that this is probably the best reference point I've seen for what the Telo truck does and doesn't do. So I would suggest checking out either the article or the video, depending on whether or not you like reading or not. Okay, that will do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am the Ninjaneer. If you like this video, please do all of those YouTubey things. Like, subscribe, comment. Soon, I'm still working on it, but soon I will do the Patreon and things like that. I actually have some content to put on there as exclusive content, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.